zone, breaking it down from her comfy throne. Smart as hell with a side of flair, politics sass and a killer stare. Casey's lurking, tail in the frame, chat's already playing their games. That target day, sharp and bold, hot takes drop while the chaos unfolds. Truth with life within the way, still showing up every streaming day. Brains and vibes, she leads the pack. Now buckle in, no looking back. That dark night, let's go!
Hi, everybody. I don't know who's watching where. Okay, I do. Sorry. Can you hear me? Let me just check. Yeah, you should be able to hear me. Whoa, relax. Where is stream? There we go. Relax. Okay, I'll be a bit lower now, I think. But anyway, guys, we are trying something new here. So just have a look. Obviously, if this is the vertical, if you're being watched, if you see me vertically only, switch over, go back to my main channel page and find the other stream that doesn't have the little mobile emoji next to it, and you'll have the full stream. Okay, we're just trying out the dual vertical and landscape thingy-majiggy streaming for StreamYards. Yes, I'm not using the green screen today, so you can see my bicycle and all of the things in the background. Maybe you'll see some cats. That's great. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with the green screen because it's not as good as I wanted. Thinking I'll actually just put a green screen behind the couch, so you'll at least see my books, so that you can think I'm smart. Yeah. And you can at least see the cats if they jump there. Anyway, you don't need to really care about that. That's the reason I'm actually that late. And also because I was feeding the cats, and we have to feed them. But anyway, welcome, guys. We are not doing a very long stream today, but it is an stream, so welcome. We are going to have a look at this new news that came out recently. It was all over my Twitter. Initially, it was all okay. Let's just talk about Fuentes because what's the name? What do you call it? Because he's gaining popularity, etc. But yeah, we're not looking at that at the moment. We're jumping straight into breaking news. Can you say brr? I don't follow US politics news that much anymore. I was actually talking about this last night. It's interesting. I'm fascinated by US politics. It does have an effect on the rest of the world, maybe slowly, depends on how. Yeah, there is some sort of trickle down from the US, but also it is just fun for someone on the outside to look at. I would say I should be looking at South African politics. There is enough to talk about there always, but I'm actually tired of it, even though I've left the country. So yeah, I spend more time on this channel on US politics than South African, even though I'm South African. Anyway, and this is big news. Anything that's got to do with Trump is big news. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and look and see what our favorite news platform is serving up. Ground News, obviously not a sponsor. I wish, but not a sponsor. But we still do it. We still use it. So yeah, if true, basically, if you haven't heard, if you aren't on Twitter, good for you. There are, or I suppose you've heard it on the radio if you're a normal person. Yes, so apparently, there's some emails some emails that prove that Trump knew about the girls. So I don't know what exactly is meant. I haven't read any of the emails. It could be a nothing burger. It could be like, oh well, it says so. You know how sensational things can be. So let's have a look. Let's get sharing radio, the internet. Where do you get your guys? Where does everyone get their news? I it's not that I look. I go on Twitter to get the news. It's just whatever people are talking about news-wise will be on Twitter anyway, if it's big enough news. Is that basket for the cats? Absolutely so, Kav. So that's Daisy's basket. She was using it a lot last week, but now she's back. She's back in the bedroom down there. So if there's any cat to be seen, it will come across the back there. You get your news from LBC. It's a radio station here in the UK. Okay. I'm my own source of news. You are the news. Yeah, that's a great thing to be. If you find out stuff, yeah, you are the news. You are the media. I am silly kitty. Cats prefer cardboard Amazon boxes. This, guys, you cannot see what is. Okay, so you see there's a couch. Okay, there's a couch there over there by this little wiggly finger here. Okay, that is a wheel for Daisy to run on because Axel can't run on it. Okay. There's scratch post. There's one scratch post that goes to the ceiling, and then there's another one. You guys have seen it in Daisy Cam over there. Okay. And then on the carpet, which is beyond the couch, there's just boxes and tunnels and stuff. This is a cat's apartment. Okay. It is all for the cats. We're lucky we got some storage over here. Okay. The rest is for the cats. So there's like 2 Amazon boxes, and a small box that came for something came inside. Something smaller was brought in, and Axel loves that box. Anyway, I'll talk about cats another time. I'll talk about cats all the time, but yes, that's what we have. You make your cats run in circles. I love that emoji. I love that emote. She runs. Daisy runs in it. I'm gonna show you guys a video of it. She knows. She's figured out that if she goes in it, I'll give her a treat. So basically, it's a treat mill. She walks in it, and then it's like, praise me, give me things. My cat is fatter and heavier than most dogs. You know what? As long as he's not diabetic, and I say it's a he because I just think the he's are fatter than the she's. Toxoplasmosis ass apartment. Yeah. Nobody. I don't bring anyone else here except my husband. That's it. So we just stay in our cat frenzy the whole time. Anyway, Dobermans for the win. Listen, there's no space for Dobermans over here. Although, is there such a thing, Michael? Is there such a thing as like an albino Doberman? Because I think I saw 2 of them yesterday. They were beautiful. I think we're avoiding the subject. I don't think I want to talk about the subject. But anyway, the Dobermans that I saw yesterday, they had muzzles on, so I was like, oh, okay, I don't think so. They looked like Dobermans, but they were like ghost Dobermans. They were incredible. 2 of them, beautiful, beautiful dogs. And I don't know how they actually are in here. I think those kinds of dogs are banned in the UAE. Muscle dogs, not good in UAE. Maybe Dobermans are fine. Imagine they release the Epstein list and some of the Golden Company appear on it. Then you know what we do? You know what we do, Carl? We sorry, I'm just putting stuff away. Then we actually build the weapons from Monster Hunter, and we all take shots at them. They have disgraced the Golden Company. Right. Maybe Kitty is on the list. Not a fuck. No. Albinos can't go into the sunlight. Well, they were going out for an evening walk, so there you go. We never know. She might cover it up. Yeah, that's true. I'm bringing plausible deniability by looking at this now. So anyway, let's see. Okay, I'm going to open up the vertical to see. Sorry, guys, I'm like halfway. I'm not. I don't know how to vertical stream. Okay, so let's see. What does StreamYard do when I share my screen? Hey, that's interesting. And yeah, that doesn't help anyone, boys and girls. There, and help you at all. Okay. Sorry, vertical people. Just don't watch vertical streams. Anyway, I'm doing it because maybe we'll catch some new viewers. Otherwise. So what we're doing is we're reading ground news. And we're going to look at the what do you call it? The top Trump news. First it was like, oh, let's talk about what he signed into. That's another thing. My stupid camera is in the way of my scroll bar. That doesn't help me. Okay, let's just go Donald Trump. Come on now. Trump signs funding bill into law ending record-long shutdown. Yeah, cool for you, Trump. But guess what else we're talking about? Okay, Donald Trump. Let's just see what Donald... Get good, vertical people. Vertical stream watchers are NPCs. You know what the vertical stream does? Is it gets in the way of you watching shorts. You're like, what the fuck is this? I need my cat pictures, my cat videos. Kitty is on the list as a victim. That's how she got out of South Africa. You know, there is a South African victim. She's really Bree. Blair White spoke to her, and she the things that she said there were fertility treatments and things going on. Anyway, right. Epstein alleges Trump knew about Epstein from the grave. Epstein comes to us from the grave. She was on Blair White, yeah. Okay, so here's the summary as for people that do not know how what do you call it, ground news works. It gives you an AI summary, and then it gives you the actual articles that it gets. So let's see, what do we even have as the breakdown here? Bias comparison. Okay, that's you have to. So center. Oh, can you get a center? Oh, look, you can get. I didn't notice this. You can get your center, the center. What do you call it? Summary, a left summary, and a right summary. So how they're reporting on it. Let's go to the center because we're centrists. Okay. House Democrats made public 3 emails from Jeffrey Epstein is Jeffrey Epstein's brother, estate, raising questions about President Donald Trump's knowledge of Epstein abuse. The committee obtained the emails through a subpoena to Epstein estate, part of 23,000 documents the House Oversight Committee reviews, and Democrats say the release pushes for White House disclosure. So, this is the point. This is the reason that I tweeted about it on Twitter. I retweeted a story. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the retweet. Okay, let's go and read that. And I see Rosales has replied to me. So the first of all, this is what I tweeted. I retweeted. I was like, well, is this it? Let me go, Chinsia. You can get it. There we go. Okay. Washington's favorite ghost story just got new teeth. Freshly unsealed Epstein emails name drop Trump like a recurring nightmare. Okay, obviously that's got a little bit of sensational language in here, but here it is. Borderline insane, like a recurring nightmare, borderline insane. The dog hasn't barked. He knew about the girl. So we just have quotes like that. That's all I knew about. That's why I started this stream. It's not tea, it's coffee, but it is Dawn Caf, which is decaf. These teeth don't get yellow from nothing. Okay, so no charges, no proof of crimes. Yeah, but that's still Okay, no proof of crimes, just enough smoke to choke the comms team. Epstein wrote that Trump came to my house many times and knew about the girls. I don't know, man. Twitter is just 4chan too. there's a lot more liberals, libtards on Twitter than I would say 4chan. But anyway, the White House response: panic in a tailored suit. A situation room huddle with Lauren Boebert to talk optics, not ethics. Republicans are fracturing, some still shielding Trump, others sliding. Chinsia reading. Others siding with survivors to force every file public. I'm siding with survivors. Okay? Just because I'm not a TDS crazy person, I would still like to know. It would be good to know. And if it does turn out that Trump is an absolute creep and predator, the way that TDS people believe, I'm jumping in with them, and we need to get him out. That's it. And I say we as if I'm an American, but it's just for the good of everyone. Okay, so it's crazy if true. So that's another reason I wanted to do the stream, is to just what do we do now? And yeah, I'll get to my thoughts after this. So next week, the House votes to release it all, as they should. Trump wanted this buried. Well, that is the idea, that it did come through. Again, like I said in my previous stream, bro, we see you, Trump. Like, we knew that you wanted to have this stuff released. And then when it came to crunch time, then it was like, we're still talking about Epstein? We're still talking about that creep? Yes. Yes, we are. We will be talking until we know. And you know what? Even after we know, we're still going to talk about him because it's freaking egregious. The White House's response, okay, we got that. Now he's the headline. The dog that hasn't barked is barking loud enough for everyone to hear. New charges, no new charges, just new shadows. Source roots as Guardian people. Okay, so this is the summary that is good, that I came across first before I went to ground news. And yeah, I retweeted saying, could this be it? If everything isn't released, we're going to assume the worst. Stop stalling. So yes, that's basically it. Like, if you got nothing to hide, honey, show us. Okay, you're screwing yourself by not showing everything. Okay, you're screwing yourself. You're screwed either way, because suspicion is upon thee, and the more that comes out that points to you being, you being Trump, the more that points towards Trump being guilty of impropriety, the more we're just going to assume the absolute worst. We're going to assume it was all for him. All of Trump's enemies will be like, yeah, actually, Epstein set this all up for Trump. You could say whatever. You can take it as far as you want, because there's no actual truth. This is a thing we've spoken about in debates, where if you don't give people your argument, somebody will fill it in for you. If you don't give people the evidence, they're going to fill it in for you. And sorry, this dual streaming. If there is a bit of a, it's because we're dual streaming. I don't know if I can even turn off the dual streaming stuff as a thing. Anyway, yeah. Stop stalling. We want to see what's up, and let's see what Results said, guys. Results. Let's see what we know. NY refused to prosecute Epstein properly more than once. Yes. Trump said he knew a lot of stuff would come out if he won. Okay. Then we wanted it to come out, yes. Everyone knew O.J. Simpson did it, though we didn't witness it. We all knew. We all knew it was the best kept secret. If it then is, Epstein knew that Trump knew that Epstein knew. Okay, and then in the end, this is just the truth of convenience and not whole story, and only came out with something didn't go the party's way. They all know that we all know that they know more than they let on, though we can't prove it. This is the thing, like, but we need to know for sure. That's what I'm saying. We don't know for sure. They know, but we don't know. I want to know now. Now. Okay, that's it. It's like, I don't know why this feels like that this is the one. Because it's too many things. Like, yeah, I looked at the note and I was like, yeah, that's a bit, the notes in the birthday book, and then the fact that they said that the birthday book was fake, but then it actually turned out to be real. Like, yeah. Okay, so we're doing Trump stuff. Sometimes suspect, yes, but can't prove. And if you pressure the guilty, Epstein, they may suspect what you can't yet prove. So what would prove it? I suppose we don't have Epstein. I don't think we have Epstein victims that say there or might be one person that says, but they're not an Epstein victim themselves. Anyway, let's see. We are like dokes. Surprise, motherfucker. Let me put some background music on for a sec. Just hold on. It's feeling empty in here. I don't know if the background music's gonna work nicely because it's been a while. While we are here, where's my music? Music makes the people. Okay, there we go. Come together. Play. Is that loud? Can you guys hear that? Let's check it out. I don't know where it's up. No, it's not there. Ooh, sorry. It should be fine now. Right, you guys can hear it? We just know something's going on, but we can't prove it. And that, I guess that's what he wants to keep it at. Heinous. That's what he wants to keep it at. It's this kind of plausible deniability level where it's like, oh, but you can't prove it. So there you go. Play that funky music, white girl. Yes, that loud and clear. Thanks, Scoop. Conveniently, the recent email with the censored name of the victim is the name of the woman that said Trump never did anything. Ah, interesting. Okay, so that's what I was also wondering about, is that the actual victims, I don't think we've had an Epstein victim come forward, but we have had people that have said Trump has assaulted them in certain ways. Okay, so here is our, let me just put this lower, it's a little bit high for me. Okay, you're right. So House Democrats made public 3 emails from Jeffrey Epstein's estate raising questions about President Donald Trump's knowledge of Epstein's abuse. So it's like, even if he wasn't part of it, he knew about it. Okay, so which is, again, that reminds me of Elon, when Elon was like, you know, the breakup between him and Trump. When Elon was being mean to Trump and said, the reason the Epstein files aren't out is because Trump is in them, that whole thing. Then people were like, hold up, you knew this, and now you decided because you're not friends with Trump anymore, you're gonna say this. Like, knowing and not saying anything is not a good look. So we've already established that. Thanks so much for the like and share, Scoop. There are hundreds of photos and videos that disappeared during the raid on Epstein's flat in New York. That would prove it all. Well, I suppose that is what everyone thinks is the whole reason he did what he did, is to have, okay, first of all, his own pleasure, but also to have power over people. The committee obtained the emails through a subpoena to Epstein Estates, 23,000 documents. So as part of the 23,000 documents, the House Oversight Committee reviews, and Democrats say the release pushes for White House disclosure. In the emails, Epstein told Ghislaine Maxwell in 2011 that a redacted victim spent hours at his house with Donald Trump. Okay, and this is the one that said that nothing happened, right? And a 2019 exchange with Michael Wolff said Trump knew about victims and asked Maxwell to stop. Asked Maxwell to stop doing the thing? With Michael Wolff said Trump knew about victims and asked Maxwell to stop. So here he said, hey, maybe stop doing that. That's not very good. It's not very good. Don't do it. The timing ensured the emails would arrive hours before House Speaker Mike Johnson swears in Republican Representative-elect whose signature could force a House vote demanding Department of Justice files opposed by the White House. Do it. Just do it. Despite denials from President Trump, who has called related questions a hoax. No, that just... That's not good enough. You can't speak it into being. You can't speak our apathy into being. You want to, and I suppose there's some crazy magas that are like, cool, we're good. But yeah, sorry, when it comes to this kind of abuse, it's really hard for people to turn a blind eye. NPR and other outlets have not independently confirmed the document's veracity. This is another thing that I was wondering, are they real? Because it's very easy to believe that somebody would fake something. But the thing is, if we think about the birthday note that was supposedly fake, it was denied, and then it was like, no, actually, here it is. It's for real. So even now, even if they did deny the veracity, what do you do with that? Then it does become, do you believe it or do you not? This is a thing that we really just we hit against every single time we're talking about politics, where it's people are like, oh, facts don't care about your feelings, blah, blah, blah. But actually, sometimes it seems like we actually need to choose certain facts. We get to the point where we're choosing which facts to believe and which facts to discount. And it seems like you could just go, oh, well, somebody said that it's not true, so I'm going to believe them because I want to believe that Trump isn't a sick piece of shit. That's what we want to do. It would be nice for the president of the United States not to turn out to be what everybody on the left has been saying he is. It would be quite a shit one. Not because, oh no, we're wrong, but actually because then he is a piece of crap. Anyway, despite denials from President Trump, who called related questions hopes, NPR, okay. While survivors and members of Congress demand more files. So the survivors apparently are getting together to do their own kind of lobbying to get these files released, because it's like, so that's great, because part of the argument for keeping the files away is, oh no, it's the safety of the survivors. And the survivors are like, excuse me? No. Release it. Get that shit out there. So people can freaking well believe me finally. Okay, so that was the center thing. So let's read some headlines. Headlines are fun. The Canary, which is left, high factuality, but left. And I say but because I'm not on the left. Farage, painfully quiet on the latest Trump Epstein revelations. Okay, so we're just on about Farage. We need to know what Nigel Farage says about things. Farage previously suggested he would have been in Trump Epstein orbit himself if he'd been born 10 years earlier. Okay, so somebody is using that to go after Nigel Farage. The Canary is like, hey, you know Nigel Farage? Let's ask him about it. Okay, anyway. So here's it's been translated, another great thing we get from ground news, but of course take that with a pinch of salt, because translation isn't going to be 100%. So this is 2 hours ago. It is from laverta.info, released by the Democrats. And Trump thinks of Bibi, but comes up against Epstein. So he was trying to get Bibi, I think, pardoned or something. But anyway, released by the Democrats, some emails from the pedophile fancier. Wow, financier. Sorry, pedophile fancier. Anyway, this is a translation. Donald at my house for hours with a girl. Okay, so Donald was at his house. The girl's a falsity, so it's a lie. While he was going to the rescue of Benjamin Netanyahu, Donald Trump had to go back to face the Epstein case. Yesterday, the members of U.S. Chamber Supervision Commission published a message from 2019 in which the dead suicide financier claimed that the current American president knowed about the girl. This is great translation. Yes, exactly. I want to see the actual emails. I'll get to the emails, but let's see that's again a what do you call it? The translation. Epstein offered reporter pics of dirty Donald with girls in bikini in his kitchen. That's not an email. And this is from the right. A mixed factuality. There you go. We've got a bit of like, what do you mean? So people have said that this isn't true. Interesting. Let's just open that one up for a sec. on the right. The offer was extended by email to former Times financial reporter London Thomas in December 2015 and was part of a cache of 20,000 documents related to the late sex offender released Wednesday by the House Oversight Committee. More than a decade later, after Trump had announced his 2016 presidential campaign, Thomas, who was by then writing for the Times, emailed Epstein referencing the 2002 quote, Trump and Epstein pictured. Okay, so let's just have a look here. Ooh. No dark mode. Oh, there is dark mode. Thank you. Okay. Epstein offered reporter pics of dirty Donald with girls in bikinis in his kitchen. Okay. Wait, did he offer them in his kitchen or the pictures were in the kitchen? I'm just making jokes. Jeffrey Epstein once offered a New York Times reporter photos of Donald Trump posing with girls in bikinis. Again, okay, girls in bikinis, Donald Trump, not an issue. He's done that before. But how old were the girls? This is the thing. How old were the girls? That's what we want to know. The offer was extended via email to former Times financial reporter, okay, in 2015. So that's like just before. Okay, Thomas had written the 2002 New York Magazine profile about Epstein, in which Trump said, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life." Okay, so this is that thing that everybody quotes all the time, is that Trump says they're on the younger side. And again, there's plausible deniability there. Be like, oh, he likes the younger girls. But again, we could say, yeah, Trump likes the younger girls in that, yeah, you're like 50 and you're after 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds, and it's legal, but it's frowned upon. Okay, you know, like gold diggers, all of that, it's frowned upon. So plausible deniability there. But then in context, when it comes to Epstein, you're like, yeah, they're very much on the young side. But yeah. Thomas had written the two. So anyway, more than a decade later, he announced the 2016. Thomas, who was writing for the Times, emailed Epstein referencing the quote. So this person from the Times emailed Epstein, okay, and he said you like the girls on the young side, and then he's like, oh really, I suppose is what happens. Now everyone coming to me thinking I have juicy info on you and Trump, Landon wrote. The story will never die. Over the next 2 hours, Epstein replied in a series of emails suggesting Landon look into Trump's finances. Okay, so what this could be Epstein just trying to take the heat off himself. Okay, if we look at that. Then he wrote, would you like photos of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen? Again, girls. Like, then again, Epstein, honey, sweetie, baby child. I have pictures of Donald Trump with girls in my kitchen. Okay, if he's got underage girls in his kitchen at your house, you're also incriminated there, honey, sweetie, baby child. So I don't know. Is it girls? Is it children? What are we on? Yeah. What do you mean by girls? Like at 25, you're still considered a girl. So I don't know. And again, yes, who cares about seeing Trump with hot women? That we don't care about that. We care about what age they were. Yeah. Anyway. Would you like photos of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen? Yes, Landon wrote. Hawaiian tropic girl, Lauren Petrella. Okay. Hawaiian tropic girl, Petrella. Do you guys know this as a victim name? Thomas, who left the Times in 2019, told his former newspaper that Epstein never provided the photos. The Times said it was unclear if they actually existed. Yeah, we don't know if it existed, but he offered them. But again, this is also, it's like, trust Epstein. Okay, so here's the email, guys. Can I open the image in a new tab and see if you guys can see it better? Ooh, Spaffy, don't be seeing having pictures with girls in high school swimsuits. How does this look? Either way, it's just not helping anyone. Nobody can see this properly. But I'll try and zoom it in even more. Okay. I don't know. This was reported in July. Trump has stated that he cut ties with Epstein because he stole young female employees from his Mar-a-Lago resort. He claimed that he confronted Epstein about this issue, saying, "Listen, we don't want you taking our people." That's interesting? It's the same thing from an Epstein email. Okay, I'm just thinking, but then we just read a bit of a summary that said Trump asked him to stop, and it's not he asked him to stop harassing the woman. Then it seems like Trump just asked him not to take his staff members. Okay. Pass on Middelfart, wealthiest girl in Norway. Middelfart. Okay. On Tuesday, 8th December 2015. Landon, do you mind if I pass Petrella's contact on to a political reporter? I won't do it unless you say okay, because after that, I would have no say as to where the story goes. Let me know, it's not a big deal for me either way, but at some point, this stuff will come out as long as he continues to top polls. Oof! Ooh! Ew! At some point, this stuff will come out. It scares me, man. Okay, cool. Lauren Petrella, Hawaiian Tropic Girl, wrote Hawaiian Tropic Girl, Lauren Petrella. Yes. Okay. Oh, this is weird reading way. Okay, so first of all, this is the first email. It says, now everyone coming to me thinking I have juicy info on you and Trump. I don't know, I've just gone into an accent there. Because of this. I've known Jeff because of this, and he gives that quote. Okay. That story will never die. Okay. So this is basically his comment. And they just comments, oh yeah, people are telling me, it's just like it's just a comment, and then we get, also, I'm annoyed, capital W. Would you like photos of, stop it. Would you like photo of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen? Question mark, Epstein. Okay, so it's from Epstein. gvacation@gmail.com. How do we know this email? Jeffrey Epstein vacation Gmail. Okay. Sent from my iPhone. Yes. So I hate that sent from my iPhone. I take that out. I'm like, guys, I don't want you guys seeing. I'm just replying on my phone. Anyway, yes! Exclamation points. And then their Hawaiian Tropic Girl. So that he replies, it says Hawaiian Tropic Girl Lauren Petrella, and gives the name. Okay, and I don't know if this is the email. I suppose it's the email, the contacts. Yes, exactly, Spider. I would lean towards the girls being of age, because I mean, if they're underage and they're in Epstein's kitchens, that would implicate Epstein's kitchen. That would implicate Epstein. Exactly. So okay. We got one. Okay, we got one email. So it's like what he knew about the girls. It's like, okay, he was in the kitchen with girls in bikinis. Ooh, Trump is a womanizer. Okay, that's all we would get from that. Okay, let's do that. Let's think about it. Then Landon actually says, oh, do you mind? So he, instead of the pictures, JEEE whatever, sends Lauren Petrella with an email. Okay, email address. Do you mind if I pass Petrella's contact on to a political reporter? I won't do it unless you say okay, because after that I would have no say as to where the story goes. Let me know. It's not a big deal for me either way, but at some point this stuff will come out, as long as he continues to top polls. This guy sounds like a bit of an asshole, this Landon over here, because it's like, why don't you speak to Petrella and ask Petrella? I don't know. Like, ask Petrella what she thinks. If she wants to be part of this. Oh, I don't know if I should give her contact details onto a political reporter. Like, what do you even? Okay. And also, he's like, I don't know if I want to let it get out. So I suppose he's keeping with Epstein. He's actually trying to not upset Epstein in this exchange. Okay. Implicating himself doesn't mean anything if he's a snitch. He probably did this a lot. It would help him not get caught because reporters won't comment on him or where they got the pics. Yeah, I don't know. So this is one. That does seem like a very big risk to take because then they could turn on him and say, hold up. Why? And also it's like in my kitchen as well. Like, why doesn't he just go, I've actually got pictures. Would you like pictures? Yeah, I don't know. I need to draw this at some point. Okay, so let's hold up. Let's just give ourselves a mind map for a sec. Okay, so we got one email. We've looked at one email, boys. Not if there's a higher power. I don't know if everything is exposed, he still goes down. Okay. Sorry, I am doing my Epstein Trump. Okay, and I'll just do this one. Let's get the article. Oh, no, not the article. Jeffrey E. 2015 email exchange with Landon. Okay. I don't particularly know that much about Epstein to comment. About his nature, I suppose. Let me put this image here. What's an image link? Oh, for flip's sake. Copy paste it here. Okay. Hey, Kitty in chat. Hey, Creamage. Good to see ya. Okay, so I'm just gonna write here. Let me share this screen with you guys. Sorry. Just so you guys can see what I'm doing over here. Okay. So what I'm doing here is just collecting my thoughts, okay? Because we've got the girls in bikinis, plausible deniability. So here are the choice of the different of the facts you would want to accept from this, right? Would you say, okay, first of all, existence of photos. Okay, age of girls is okay. Age of girls isn't okay. Okay, so that's, and I suppose MAGA would go, age of girls is okay, that would be MAGA. And everybody else that's suspicious and wants to hate on Trump will go, age of girls isn't okay, right? And also we have to accept that there were photos. When you're saying age of girls is okay, also veracity. First of all, that before we even get there, veracity of email exchange. You have to believe the email exchange is true. It's from Jeffrey Epstein, even though it's like a Gmail, but it's like his vacation email. Okay, and also Jeffrey just doesn't know how to type, and he's gonna give him pictures. He's gonna give him pictures. Never gave the pictures. Number one, by the way. And then we actually have the other thing that we got from this email exchange, which is, let's just write her name here. pass on to middle fart wealthiest girl in Norway. That's another thing. I don't understand what that means. Subject to re-Trump, Thomas Jr., Landon, blah blah. Pass on middle fart wealthiest girl in Norway. What do you guys make of that? Hey? Okay, so Lauren Petrella, we'll look into her. Lauren Petrella. What do we call them? What's this? Wealthiest girl in Norway. Would you like photos of what was this also called? What is this? I passed Petrella's contact on for a political reporter. Yeah, all of that. That's just commentary on. I suppose I'll put a floating thing over here, like Landon seems that Landon trying not to upset Epstein. Okay, Kitty Owens. Yeah. Listen, at least I'm showing you the options. See, if I was Kitty Owens, okay, if I was being a Kitty Owens, I would be telling you the age of the girls is okay or the age of the girls isn't okay. I would be at the conclusion already, and I would have made the assumptions along the way. I'm giving you just the options. That's what I want this map to show. So our options. What are the steps that we have to take to get to the worst case scenario, right? Cool. So yeah, you have to believe the email exchange is right. Girls in bikinis he's got plausible deniability, but well, I'll actually put plausible deniability as a comment. Girls in bikinis, okay? Plausible deniability. Actually, that will be over here. The plausible deniability bit. So, like, the best spin you can make on it is those girls were of age, okay? Turn down the music volume slightly. Thank you, Creamage. Everybody else is not telling me stuff like that. Okay, let's go a little bit. It's so sensitive. It's on 2%, guys. So weird. I put it down to 1. But let's see if I've put that to 80. Okay, cool. Lauren Petrella, the age isn't okay. Cool, so we got that. Lauren Petrella, I've just got a question mark there. Okay, let's put that there. When you know the result, you can work backwards. It's just a different strategy, to be fair. Assumptions. That's the thing. Okay, when you know the result, that's another thing. You know, you've decided you know. That means you've made assumptions along the way. Instead of going, if this is true, then you've gone, it's true, then that's the reason. See, that's why I accuse her of having the conclusion and looking for the results. Yes, it's a different strategy, but I think it's yes, I understand detectives do that every day. Yes, they go and say, if that here, this is the assumption, I need to go and find evidence. But when it comes to evidence, Candace Owens also jumps. She takes evidence as she thinks she's got evidence for her assumptions, but it actually is ambiguous evidence at the end of the day. That's my position on Candace Owens, is that ambiguous evidence, she chooses which way she wants it to go, and then she states it as if that's the fucking truth. And she states it with this smug authority. Anyway, Lauren Petrella, cool, that's all we've got from this exchange. You could look at the photos, but if they're not okay, you're now guilty as well. Yeah, there's that. Okay, so let's go back to let's see if we get some other things. Also should tab audio. We went tab audio. Okay. Here we go. I'm reading to you guys, so it's fine. Okay. Angry Nets, eager pivot. Okay, so hold on. We've got the Dirty Donald. Also, Dirty Donald. this Dirty Donald quote, that's not that to me would, if I was reading just the headlines, don't just read headlines, guys, but if we're reading the headlines, Dirty Donald, that would mean Dirty Donald was mentioned in the emails to me. When you use quotes like that, Dirty Donald is in the emails. No, it's not. That would be an assumption on my part, right? But yeah, it hints at that to me. Angry Nets, eager to pivot from failed shutdown, lead with Epstein slop. Okay, low factuality. This is Newsbusters. Low factuality. So it's seems to be doing some lifting, trying to do some spin for Trump, because we've already called it Epstein slop. Epstein slop? Wow, the survivors appreciate that wording. Epstein slop, yeah. It's just slop, guys. We just entertained by this stuff. It's just the normal true crime fascination that everybody has. It's not the whole thing, the implications of if this crime is as horrible as we thought. But okay, let's see what this is. The elitist media were desperate to find an off-ramp as the government shutdown drew to a close. So, the government shutdown is done, so we need to now find something that we can do with Trump. We need to find something wrong with Trump, right? Cool. This has happened before. Yes, I understand that you want to fight back. You looked bad, so let's make Trump look bad. That is always the thing, to make Trump look bad. We understand that that's been the strategy. But what if Trump actually, this is my thing, what if suddenly we actually do get unequivocal evidence that we can't lie to ourselves anymore? That we really can't, there's no plausible deniability. What then? Anyway. They drew it to a close, and they did, pivoting back to an old favorite. Okay, but with a new salacious angle. Setting the tone is ABC World News Tonight. Here is the introduction and opening to the next week's obligatory Epstein report, which led the newscast of ABC World News Tonight. Good evening. We begin tonight here with several breaking stories. Okay, so this is somebody, excuse me. This is how they watch. They're watching they're newsbusters, so they're watching the report and then telling us what's bad. What's bad about the reporting. Okay. So yeah, we've already said it's elitist media. David Moore, good evening. We begin tonight here with several breaking stories. This vote to end the government shutdown, news involving Jeffrey Epstein. Tonight, lawmakers in the House have released Jeffrey Epstein emails, including emails referencing Donald Trump. The documents obtained from Epstein's estates include at least 3 emails about Trump. What Epstein says in those emails. All of this comes today after weeks of delays, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about the shutdown. And just moments later, she was the final signature needed in a bipartisan effort to get a vote. Now, so we're going to get the votes. It seems like this final signature would be possible now. So that was already in the summary, in the AI summary. And late today, the effort at the White House to try to convince a Republican member of Congress to change her mind on releasing the files. Okay, cool. Tonight, in newly released emails, sex offender Jeffrey Epstein repeatedly discussing Donald Trump, shedding light on their long friendship, and seeming to suggest Trump had information he never shared. In a 2011 exchange with his co-conspirator Ghislaine, Epstein writing the quote, "Dog that hasn't barked is Trump," adding one of his victims spent hours with Trump at Epstein's home, but Trump has never once been mentioned. Maxwell replying, "I have been thinking about this. This does not fucking make sense. I need to get the emails. Show me the fucking email." I'm going to ask Grok to show me the emails. Get me the emails. Okay. Where can I find the emails? The email exchanges being discussed in the news regarding Trump and Epstein. the emails paint a different picture. Yeah, we need to read the emails themselves. So they've already interpreted the emails for us instead of just reading them. Okay. Release all the emails, not just 3. Oh, that would be so cool. Okay, the email exchange in Griffin's referred to a batch of newly released documents from Deputy State made public on November 12th, House Oversight Committee. They are not direct emails from Donald Trump to him, but rather Epstein's private correspondence. Yes, we understood this. Referencing Trump in the context of their past social and business ties. The exchanges date from 2011. Yeah, okay, cool. Where to find the exact emails? The full documents, including the unredacted emails, are hosted on the official House Oversight Committee website. You can download the complete PDF archive, approximately 23,000 pages total, with the highlighted emails on pages 1 to 5 of the Democratic release here. Okay, cool. Let's check that out. Thank you, Grocky Grok. Let's just read them ourselves. Content not found. Grok does do that sometimes. We do committee oversight. Press releases. Let's see. There we go. Here we are. Could we not get dark mode on these things, boys? I've already got a key light. Are you going, heinous? If evidence comes out, then impeach him. Yeah. Release all the emails, not just 3. Yeah. Grok imagined a web page. Oh, a document can be found there. The documents can be found here. 20,000 pages. I don't want to get the 20,000 pages right now, guys. But okay, let's see. We are still getting little snippets. Okay, if we go to the news themselves, the releasing themselves, the quotes themselves are it's just little snippets. I don't understand. Spider. I do wonder what the reason will be that Trump seemingly pushed back on releasing it. If Trump wasn't guilty of anything, I do lean towards Trump not being guilty, but the question would still be, why didn't they want to release it? Exactly. I was so in terms of Trump being guilty, I've not been sitting here supporting Trump and thinking he's guilty at the same time. That's not it. I have been thinking, no, they want people. The Democrats hate Trump. People hate Trump, and they want him to be guilty. They want him to be as much of a piece of shit as possible. Okay, I think he's a womanizer. Absolutely, I think he definitely, with the idea of grabbing them by the pussy, he thinks he's a really big old man, and he's great and sexy and whatever. That's what my opinion of him was. And yeah, it's possible he's guilty, but until proven innocent, that's what I'm trying to keep on board. But the fact that he didn't want them released is very, very upsetting. And if it just carries on this way, that's just going to make me even more and more paranoid about what he's hiding, what is being hidden there. So let's think of an idea of why he wouldn't want this released. Because maybe plausible deniability, if you want to be charitable to Trump, wouldn't it be that he knows that whatever is in there, the fact that he spoke to Epstein at all, he has seen that just being in a picture with Epstein means that you're a freaking pedo. Okay? So he knows that that's the standard of evidence people will go, his haters will go after. They'll be like, you were in the pictures, you were on the island, you were this and that. I mean, there's people that say they went there, and it does stand to reason that not every single person that went to Epstein's island engaged in the impropriety that Epstein went through, because this is a very, you don't just do this brazenly. You don't do that. There would have to be a lot of maneuvering going on, and yeah, I just don't think necessarily just being associated with Epstein at all, because he had such a wide network, would mean that PDF. So yeah, that's the kind of argument you would give as Trump. If I was Trump, is to be like, well, you guys, I know that you're not going to interpret any of that evidence correctly. You're going to be disingenuous and you're going to do a witch hunt. Therefore, I didn't want to release those files. But he would never say that. Reasons could be political power, good to use as blackmail. It can be economic reasons, seeing that it caused too much of an economic disruption in the world. Yeah, if Trump is, that's just even more scandal with Trump. Or certain people are implicated that he wants to protect. In which case, okay, yes, certain people are implicated he wants to protect. And that's another thing that people have brought up with the FBI not wanting to bring this stuff out, right? Is that it actually would change the world irreparably. That's the one of the things, is that's why they don't want to release it, because it's just so bad. You guys just don't understand how bad it is. In which case, no, I don't know, on the side of truth, we don't want to protect such people. We don't want to keep that status quo. Sorry, we don't. Yeah. You see how all this has been used for leverage. So much has happened recently because people need to rush before their collateral's exposed, maybe. They need to rush to their interpretation, or before their collateral is exposed. Explain further for me, sorry. That coffee I was drinking is decaf, guys. Okay, so we have this that was just angry news outlet was being angry. Okay, so let's see. Schweizer Radio und. So we've got another translation. They lean left. High factuality though. So let's see. Trump is said to have known about abuse scandal around Epstein. That's pretty good. That is, if it's just, it is a translation, but that is a good headline. Not biased. It's just he's said to. Okay, that's it. He's said to have known. That's new. That's it. Not dirty Trump. All of this. Good headline. Like it. Okay. It's from Switzerland, Zurich, Switzerland. We could read this article. Let's see if I can read it. Translates. Just translate my whole website. Thank you. Translate to English. Thank you. Okay, let's see. It's the Switzerland Post. Being the guy at the FBI who sorts through all the child exploitation material is weird. I wonder if they let people apply, or if they just do it via a lottery system. They should not let it. I'd actually, not even joking, Paffy, that should not be something that you apply for. No. The person who applies for the job is probably the last person you want working for it. Exactly. No. Not even joking. Okay. New allegations against US President Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein abuse case. In emails from 2019, Epstein is said to have claimed that Trump knew about the girls. So this is the quote that's always been given. Okay? It's literally knew about the girls. I want the full sentence. I want the full context. You know when people go, oh, it was taken out of context. No, seriously, we're reading texts here. But I'm just going to put this, knew about the girls. Okay? I'm just putting it in my mind map. In another email from 2017, the financier also wrote that Trump had spent hours, quote, in his home with a victim of his sex network. Again, we need to figure out, context-wise, is this person an actual victim? Because you wouldn't say, Epstein wouldn't say in his email, I don't think. He would say, oh, Trump spent hours with a victim of my sex trafficking. I don't think he would say that, would he? He would say, insert victim's name here, right? So we've got knew about the girls, hours with victim. Okay. The emails were published by members of parliament from the Democratic Party. Hours later, Trump commented, Democrats used the Jeffrey Epstein hoax to distract from their mistakes, such as the recent shutdown. We can multitask, honey. Sorry, we can multitask. You don't only get to hate one person. Don't worry. We are good. We can be angry with everyone in government. I don't understand this, and I say we as if I'm not an American, but I'm pretty sure Americans can also do this. Okay, you can be angry at everyone. Okay, you can be angry about policies. You can be angry about Trump doing crime. We can multitask. Don't worry. Okay. Next week, the U.S. House of Representatives is to vote on the publication of the Epstein files, and they better do it. If they don't do it, this is the no. I don't want to harp on it, but if foreign nations are involved, that may be where they're still blackmailing Trump even now, while they still could, before all the evidence comes out. This is interesting in terms of the blackmail allegation, because people are like going, what's happening with Trump? Why is Trump like basically backpedaling these days? Suddenly the H-1B1 visa thing is a bit more nuanced and all of that. They're like, what happened to my Trump? That's what they're talking about. So there is credence to that. There is some sort of, he is under some sort of pressure. Believe it or not, we can fail to cut spending and fail to arrest pedophiles at the same time. What? No way. In the affair of the U.S. sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the Democratic Party is increasing the pressure on Donald Trump. Members of the influential Congressional Oversight Committee have published alleged emails from Epstein in which he appears to have stated that Trump was aware of the abuse of underage women. Look, guys, I'm not going to do it now, but I want to download those because I know like people like Destiny will go through them like one by one, do like searches and stuff like that. I'll try and even leverage my data analytics husband and see if there's certain free to use tools that I can use to go through this shit. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Anyway, Trump knew about the girls. Again, this knew about the girls. The Democrats in the House of Representatives quote Epstein in one of the emails. Show me the emails. In addition, the real estate mogul spent hours in my house, the sex offender wrote, according to the Democrats. Again, we're just repeating. Brief assessment by USA correspondent. Summer holidays, Middle East peace plan, and government shutdown. In recent weeks, it has become quiet around the Epstein case, but they will not get rid of the ghosts that the Republicans summoned so quickly. After all, it was conservative commentators. Yes, the thing is, yes, the conservatives wanted the Epstein files out. And sorry, if you have any principles in you, people on the right, you want the Epstein files out. I'm sorry. You can support Trump's policies and also support trying to figure out if Trump is guilty or not. You don't have to support Trump in absolutely every facet of his life. Again, with the multitasking, guys, we're very complex beings. We can do this. Okay, you can actually support policies that we're supported by a really bad man. As long as the policies are what you want. Yeah. Anyway, as if I'm telling you. Okay. According to the Democratic lawmakers, the emails were addressed to his accomplice Jose Maxwell, who's serving a 20-year prison sentence for sex trafficking. Yeah. The spokeswoman for the U.S. government, Caroline Levitt, emphasized in her statement that these were malicious attempts to distract from Trump's successes. No. Again, we don't need to talk about that. I want to know what's actually in it. Like, Trump does not keep his election promise. Epstein's death caused speculation in parts of the US. Yes, exactly. He didn't bring it up. Vote on publication earlier than expected. House Speaker Mike Johnson announced on Wednesday that he would put a controversial bill forcing the release of Justice Department files in the Jeffrey Epstein case to vote in the House of Representatives earlier than expected next week. Do it. Do it! The email excerpts were published shortly before a session of the House of Representatives in which a new Democrat was sworn in as a representative. In her subsequent speech, she said she would sign a petition with which the Do it. So do it. Okay? No. Yes, we must do it. I almost put the alleged letter, this picture over here. Yeah, it's gross. Anyway, I almost put that in the thumbnail. Let's go back to ground news. So I enjoyed this. Very good. Very good, Switzerland. Very good. Okay. White House dismisses emails that raise new questions about Trump's ties to Epstein. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay. It does say that it does pass judgment on the White House in some ways, but it's not egregious. Honestly, you could just say, well, no, the White House literally did dismiss. They did dismiss it, and that's it. That was the response. But it's like, this is the part you're going to focus on. Anyway, it's not that bad. I don't think it's bad. U.S. House Democrats have released emails they say raise new questions about President Donald Trump's ties to Epstein and how much he knew about the finances abuse of underage girls. The correspondence released by Democrats in the U.S. House Oversight Committee consists of messages between So it's telling us that directly name Mr. Trump and suggest he may have spent hours at Epstein's home with one of the victims. Yes, Pappy, that it has bush. There you go. That's very good. That's a good sign. The signature itself is the bush, which is just wow. Okay. That's funny. U.S. House Democrats released their emails. Yes. Released email that this is one email from 2011 that Epstein sent Maxwell. I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Name redacted, so that's the victim. Spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. That's pretty coded as well. Like what kind? Do you guys understand that? That seems quite. I'm gonna put this quote in my mind. That seems quite like. He speaks fragmented on purpose. She knows what it means. I don't know what it fucking means. Okay? So here is the extract. I want to release that. I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. What does it mean? The dog that hasn't barked. He hasn't said anything. He hasn't shown interest in the younger girls, because that is something as well. He hasn't barked, but barking would imply saying something. He hasn't snitched. That's another way we could take it. Then he goes, name redacted, spent hours at my house with him. So he does have somebody that's we don't need to pretend that all the girls that were involved in all of this stuff that were actually abused were underage. You guess what? You can be abused at age too. You can also be in a cult, and you can be manipulated and abused as an adult. Surprise. So anyway, name redacted, spent hours at my house with him. Okay, so they were there. He has never once been mentioned. He's never been mentioned by who? He's never once been mentioned. What are you talking about? Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. What do you even mean by 75? I want the whole exchange. Could be not interested, like the person isn't biting or accepting their advances. That's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering what he means by barking there. Yeah, hasn't made a move, hasn't spoken. And I'm just not understanding this not being mentioned. He hasn't been mentioned by who? Okay? He hasn't been mentioned by the group of girls that asks about sexual fantasies and wants to see if he's interested in young girls. We could make all of this up, guys. We could really do whatever we want with this because we don't know anything else. So we can fill in the gaps. You want that, Trump? You want us to fill in the gaps? Okay. He's never once been mentioned. Police chief. Again, police chief? What does police chief mean? Guys, Ghislaine is still around. Can we ask her what that means? Police chief, etc. Police chief, etc. Is he a police chief? He's actually, we could say he is. He's, because remember, it's like Trump doesn't drink and Trump doesn't smoke and whatever. That was the whole thing. What he's actually pretty hard-assed about it, and actually he would talk about you. He would actually snitch. Okay, etc. And I'm 75% there. What on earth? Let's actually just break this down. Hold up. Well, let's hold on. I'll break it down. I'm going to break down the emails myself. Could just mean the leader of something / a nickname. Yeah, I don't know. Then we've got, here is a 2019 message to journalist Michael Wolff, in which Epstein wrote, of course he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Okay, you see, we just spoke about that whole idea that he knew about Epstein getting girls. Hey Louise, good to see you. He knew about girls. He knew about Epstein getting girls from Mar-a-Lago. You guys brought that up to me. So that could be something. We need that in context. Okay? Because he could be saying, of course he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. He asked Ghislaine to stop recruiting girls from him. So again, you could go, Trump knew that Epstein was doing some shady stuff with girls, or like he recruited girls to be part of like his networking thing. But sorry, that doesn't necessarily mean Trump was on board with all the PDF files, because hey, let's see, he wasn't barking. Okay, so there's ways we can take this. But yeah, this is all we have. The quote sorry, you've got all of this, and this is the quote we get. Of course he knew about the girls, because of course we're going to just take that line and then jump on it. Let's see what else is said, okay? Oh, in one of the emails, Michael Wolff appears to suggest that the Epstein attempt to make Mr. Trump, we like saying Mr. Trump instead of Donald Trump or President Trump, whatever, at the time he was Mr. Trump, who was then running for presidency, indebted to him. Okay, so Michael Wolff suggests, fucking yes, all of your pussa, okay? Michael Wolff appears to suggest Epstein attempt to make Mr. Trump be indebted. So it seems like that's what Epstein would do anyway. I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. This makes it sound like, to me, that they were going to try to use this to just make him look bad. That doesn't mean he necessarily did bad things. It's just that they want to use it. They don't care whether he actually is involved or not. You can hang him in that way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you, or if it really looks like he could win, you could save him generating a debt. God, fuck you guys. No. Of course, it is possible that when asked, he'll say Jeffrey is a great guy and has gotten a raw deal and is a victim of political correctness, which is to be outlawed in a Trump regime. Yes, that is something that could happen. Yes, that's a good estimate. But God, these people are sick. Oh, is this guy still around, this Wolf guy? Ask him. Why are we not speaking about him? No, we're just carrying on about Trump. No, you were in the exchanges, you little shit. Okay, the House Oversight Committee's Republican majority is also, we all know his name is in there. Sorry, we all know his name is in there. What did he actually do? That's another thing. People go, oh, he's mentioned in the files. Yes, Google, Gmail is mentioned in the files. Let's relax with that. Okay, this is an extensive network. He knew many people. We need to know what he did. Okay, that's what we need to know. Okay, So, correct, it's the House Oversight Committee. Wait. Outlawed in a Trump regime. So that's Wolf saying, hey, this could be a what do you call it? This could be what Trump will do, how he would spin this. Okay, so again, just all this ugly stuff. Okay, the House Oversight Committee's Republican majority has also released its own tranche of 23,000 documents where Trump's name surfaces frequently, though typically in the context of his political career or allegations of sexual behavior. Again, that means in the context of how can we use this to our advantage because we're pieces of shit. Okay, that does not necessarily mean Trump is the piece of shit. It's how can we use this? We are pieces of shit. Let's try and use this. Oh, it's so sinister. Fuck this guy. In one exchange, Epstein refers to a 20-year-old girlfriend he says he gave to Donald. In 1993, and talks about photos of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen, though it is not clear whether he's joking. Okay, again, this is not very good. No. We just read the exchange. We saw that unless it's made up, unless the image that we looked at earlier was made up. The way that you're talking about this over here is it's not clear he's joking. I don't think he's joking. In that context, it seems like he is offering these pictures as a reason. Or as something to give this reporter to sink Donald Trump. Anyway, he gave in one exchange refers to a 20-year-old girlfriend he says he gave to Donald. So this could be as well that Lauren person was a 20-year-old girlfriend that he gave to Donald. So let Donald spend time with, introduced to Donald, but he treats it that way by saying gave. Anyway, yeah, they have added to that exchange, it seems like. One of the Democrat politicians behind the initial release of 3 emails is Suhas Sorora, who represents Virginia in the US Congress. He has told the BBC he's convinced they show that President Trump has something to hide. You know what? If he doesn't release the stuff, okay, if they don't release the stuff, he has something to hide. But again, we've had that conversation that maybe actually Trump is just so scared of how they're going to interpret all of this information, because we've just gone through the just small little snippets and how they could mean bad things and how they could mean good things. But do you think that that's the kind of grace that is going to be given to Donald Trump? No, they won't be doing that. But I think people that support Trump, or people that do not have TDS, they owe it to their integrity to at least look at these options, see which is which. Okay, you can hate the leftist media at the same time as making up your mind about Trump. Okay, we can work with this. Come on, let's groove. Let's multitask. These emails, though, paint a clear picture of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine certainly knowing something about Trump that Trump doesn't want out. For me, no, I don't think so. I think it's what it definitely paints is that they definitely would maneuver to implicate people. So even when the suspicions were around them and all of that, they were actually maneuvering to see who they could manipulate, who they could hurt, and who they could bolster using the suspicion. Fucking diabolical. At a press briefing, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked whether Mr. Trump ever spent hours at Epstein House with the victim. You see, this is the... But come on, Trump, grow some balls. Speak your truth if there's nothing to hide. Just be like, yeah, I went out with 20-year-olds, and I was 50. I'm the dirty old man. We knew that. Sorry, we knew that. We didn't think that you were clean that way, but we do want to know if you were with someone underage. That's what we want to know. At a press briefing, White House Press Secretary says the White House rejects the email release as being politically motivated. I don't care if it's politically motivated. It still exists. The emails still exist, honey, sweetie, baby child. They're still there. Oh, but they released them. It's really political that they released them. It's like one of those things like, oh, you read my diary. You get upset that like, oh, you read my diary and you figured out that I cheated on you. Like, sorry, my betrayal versus your betrayal. Which one are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the cheating, not the you read my diary bit. Okay? Oh, you looked into my texts. So, bitch, you cheated on me. Anyway, I'm just trying to make it relatable. Okay, these emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong. They don't prove that, but they don't prove they prove nothing but that Trump did nothing wrong. Actually, they don't prove that Trump did anything. You could say that, but we have to shine that off and be like, no, he did nothing. And what President Trump has always said is that he was from Palm Beach, so was Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was a member at Mar-a-Lago until President Trump kicked him out because Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile and he was a creep. Okay, or he kicked him out because Jeffrey Epstein kept taking his girls. Okay, yeah, you can be a creep without being a PDF file. Actually, you can be a womanizer and not be a PDF file. Like, there's different gradations of ass. Okay, I'm particularly just like, you can be sleazy, but not that sleazy. Okay, you can be sleazy, but not disgusting, horrible, against nature. Okay, anyway, these emails. Trump has vehemently, consistently denied knowing about Epstein's sex trafficking. He knew that Epstein had access to girls. I suppose we could say that a bit. It seems like that's been the open secret anyway. He has said that he and Epstein were once friends before having a fallout. Caroline Leavitt was further insisted that Trump's administration has done more with respect to transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein than any administration ever. Do more. Okay, we want more. Oh, the other administration didn't release. Absolutely true. Your turn. Release. You're here. People voted. Do this. In fact, this administration, the Department of Justice, has turned over tens of thousands of documents to the American people. We are cooperating and showing support to the House Oversight Committee. That's part of the reason you're seeing these documents. Actually, we helped you see these documents because of the House Oversight Committee and the Republicans' efforts to get these out to the public. So this administration has done more than any, and it just shows how this is truly a manufactured hoax by the Don't use the word. It's like they're really trying to make it a hoax. It's not a hoax, honey. No. It's not a hoax. It's not. Okay, stop trying to make hoax happen. It's not going to happen. Okay, we're not going to believe you. I don't believe you. To be clear, these released emails do not formally accuse President Trump of misconduct and no criminal charges implied. Yes, you better say that in your. Otherwise, you're getting sued. But they do intensify calls for transparency. They do. They've intensified my call for transparency. With the many times. So anyway, he has distracted from it. As we've said, the way that we could interpret that is because people will do exactly this. They will find the worst answer for things that actually aren't that black and white. Okay, those records could include victim identities, redacted. That's it. Flight logs, financial transactions, and grand jury materials. She has confirmed she's willing to sign a petition to release those files. Yes, so that's that person that got sworn in. Okay, more articles. I want to see the freaking emails. Breitbart. What is Breitbart saying? Left using Epstein to drive wedge on right. Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. Okay, so Breitbart, not a fan. I do not enjoy Breitbart. They're now carrying on. They're holding water for this. Oh well, look what the left is doing. No. You don't even need to do that. Don't attack the left for what they do. Go and say this. Go and look at the emails and say the left is making a nothing burger. Ugh. Imagine if journalists could do something like, I don't know, link their sources. They just give me the email. Give me the actual extract. Bombshell. You knew that when I read bombshell, I knew it was left. Bombshell Epstein emails released. Trump knew about the girls. Don't put that in your fucking... You don't know what girls. So now this. Your mom is going to read this, okay? When her friends on Facebook share something like this. She's going to read that and be like, Trump knew. She's going to do that. Let's see how we spin this. How do we spin this? Sorry, National Memo. Tell me how you thought this is what we need to put in our headlines. Okay, so House Democrats on Wednesday released emails. The emails are the biggest proof yet that Trump, who has denied knowledge of Epstein's sex trafficking and called the scandal surrounding the files a hoax. Yes, we know that that's a shit one. Is lying about his involvement in Epstein's crimes as he seeks to block the files the government has on his former friend from becoming public. At least you're accepting that it's his former friend, or is that just because he's dead? Anyway, based on the emails, yes, we finally have that. Based on the emails released by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, it's easier to see why Trump doesn't want the documents to be seen. Yes, because you are going to take it and blow it in and call it freaking bombshell. Fuck's sake. In one email. Okay, so they do have the tweet, which we'll go to, don't worry. Oh, it's on Blue Sky. In one email from 2011, that Epstein sent to convicted child sex trafficker, so he's just so you know, just laying. Epstein wrote, I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Again, we've spoken about what that could mean. Okay, but you haven't told us what you think it means here. Epstein had added that a victim whose name the Oversight Committee redacted spent hours at my house with Trump. She was later revealed to be Virginia Giuffre, okay? In another email exchange from 2015, when Trump was first running for president, reporter Michael Wolff told Epstein that Trump could get a debate question about his relationship with Epstein. Okay. When Epstein asked Wolff how Trump should respond to such a question, Wolff replied, I think you should let him hang himself. He says, so that we've had that if, again, this didn't tell us anything, okay? And if in a third email from 2019 to Wolff, Epstein wrote about a victim who was at Mar-a-Lago saying Trump, of course, knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Please give us the full fucking thing. That's it. Oversight Dems have released serious disturbing emails today. No, I don't need to read that. Okay, I need to read the actual fucking emails. Okay, that's because House Speaker Mike Johnson finally going to swear. Okay, yeah. Johnson has refused to swear them in. Okay, but now the House is returning and saying this means the House. That's it. Let me see Epstein emails. Let me actually see the fucking emails. You pieces of shit. Okay, so let's see this Blue Sky thing. Let's see if we can... Yes, guys, you guys can see all my IKEA stuff. I just freaking love IKEA. Let's see the Blue Sky post. Hey, WC. Oh, I thought we were diagramming some shelves. We can. Okay, so let's see these screenshots, boys and girls. So this is the vacation one. Okay, the vacation one. Let's see. Sorry, no, it's open in new tab. Vacation. I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. We don't get. I have been thinking about. This is it. I've been thinking about that. G-Max says. I've been thinking about that. That's it. Right. What? Just posted a picture on Discord of a bag of coins and getting counted at the bank over $100 and a half a cent. Nice. It's worth it then. You know, like you were seriously. I watched this guy who does house organizations and cleanings and things like that. He says he always finds like at least $100 in coins in change around the house. Sounds like they're trying to blackmail him. Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to find something on him, or just make him look bad, because the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. I'm thinking like, and this is just the shady way that they speak. Okay, cool. So this, again, we don't have there's not much we can glean from that. Here, victim Mar-a-Lago. Trump said he asked me to resign. Never remember ever. Of course he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. We don't know what he means. Of course he knew about the girls. What do you mean? And also, he emails this to Michael Wolff. Hi, Michael Wolff. Did you know about the girls? Because clearly he's saying Trump knows about the girls. Michael Wolff, are you implicated? Do I just not, has his name just, who the fuck is Michael Wolff in the Epstein files? Okay, so he knew about the girls. And what's rejected here? Okay, I think you should let him, we read this one, I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or the house, this is from, if we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be? Okay, so this was on the 15th of December. Jeffrey wrote that. If we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it would be? So if we made that answer, so you could, if you're going to see the worst in this, you could be like, well, Epstein is speaking to Trump and trying to give him a good answer. And what does Wolff think that we should give it? And he like heads up. So it's like to Jeffrey, Michael Wolff is giving him a heads up, right? So this is how it starts. Here's CNN planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, either on air or Instagram afterwards. So cool. That's the heads up. Okay. That's the heads up, and that's how it works. Then if we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be? So that we could say is, wait, Epstein. Okay, he could be asking, how do we get Trump out of this? What do you think, Wolff? Or if we, for our organization, our cabal, our syndicate, what would the best answer be for us, right? I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. They're talking about him. Okay? There is no... Is he emailing Trump? We need that. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you. See? Or if it really looks like he could win, you could save him. Generating a debt. Of course, it is possible that when asked, yes, Wolff is a freaking puss, man. When asked, he'll say Jeffrey is a great guy and has gotten a raw deal and fix it. So that's another thing. The way Wolff refers to it here, he says, of course, it is possible that when asked, he'll say Jeffrey. So it's like they're looking at what the answer could be. They're not saying. It doesn't seem here that Trump is being told by Jeffrey what to say. Trying to compose a text for your mate to send. Yeah, I don't know. That would be the worst interpretation, is that therefore Epstein speaks to Trump and says, Trump, this is what you should say. I don't know if Wolff's response, I don't think Wolff's response implies that that Epstein is asking in order to tell Trump what to do. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they do. They admit they can either help him and he owes them, or take him down. That's just, it doesn't matter though. We must just be upset about Trump being mentioned at all. Scritches are earned on Twitch. You know, it's the channel currency so Muni. Okay, Muni is Twitch's currency through my channel. Stream Elements has Scritches, and Scritches get stitches. Here's Scritches for you, Rui. Sorry guys, I'm talking to Rui on Twitch. I'm trying to. Let's see if it works. It's not money, it's Muni. Mew, like cat. I don't think it played. My cat gets scritches on their heads. That's the point. That's why I called them scritches. So there's two kinds of currency on Twitch. Muni, yes, Muni, like that. Exactly. Muni is for like highlight my message stuff on Twitch or whatever through the Twitch thing. The stream elements is scritches. Anyway, guys, I think we've seen the 3 emails. Interesting that his biographer Michael Wolff is giving him PR advice. Right, I've got to get going. I told you it wasn't going to be a long one, but yeah, this is very interesting stuff. You see how we have to believe, we have to choose our facts here. It's one of the most obvious versions, actually, because we're in it right now. Usually when we talk about these things, it's like we're on a thinkers and everybody is arguing and getting very heated. So I don't really get this kind of clarity on what we're doing. What are the steps that people have to take to get to their beliefs? And this is quite interesting. You have the actual evidence in front of you. So first of all, we have to believe the evidence is factual. Then we have to interpret it. It's pretty cool. Here's the underrated version, unredacted version of the barked email. The victim's name. Yeah, the victim, we've heard the victim's name already. But yeah, I'm looking at what's the name? I'm looking at downloading them. Downloading all these emails. I just don't know what the file size is going to look like. Text is generally small, but 24,000, I don't know, and I don't know. I just know that other content creators are going to be doing this. Biggins are going to be doing this, so maybe we should be doing it. Guys, I know that you will probably want us to do a think about this, okay? But I want us to, for thinkers, we are trying to do more philosophical questions rather than news stories. So I think for tomorrow's think, we'll talk a little bit about the news. There's cool stuff as well, like the Steam hardware that's come out. That's cool. We'll do a little bit of the news in the beginning, but I don't want us to talk about real life, right? For the whole think, we want to talk about philosophical sorts of things. So tomorrow's think is going to be on the topic of discrimination. Discrimination, is it discernment? Is it discrimination? Is it prejudice? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it inevitable? All those kinds of questions. If you have questions about that you want us to discuss, please do let us know. I'll maybe put this in a short, and then you can give me questions below for us tomorrow. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing for our think tomorrow. Wow, it's Friday tomorrow. And our react, maybe our react will be another Sargon react, because he's talking about why he was talking about why Nick Fuentes is popular, and people got very upset with him. I haven't watched that video, so maybe I will refrain from it and then I'll react to it as our Friday slop react. It's not really slop, it's just a react. So let's see here. While we here have to be very objective and contextual when reading into these. Absolutely, Groovy. I don't think the media will do that, but that's no excuse. We need to. We can do it ourselves. Okay, the media won't do it, but we can do it ourselves. So release the files, boys. It'll be huge. It will be huge, though. The file will be huge. I just don't want to rely on only the emails. Like, usually there's people that they will go and find it. I want to go and find it too. I want to look. Okay. In my opinion, Trump has most definitely committed some sexual impropriety, but I don't know if I'm sure enough to call for his impeachment. That's where I'm at, Taffy. I suppose your opinion obviously matters more in this context because you are an American. So, you don't know. I think I'm in the same boat, is that I don't know if it's enough for impeachment. Is it a crime? Has he committed crimes? We need to know if he's committed crimes. That's important. Is racism real? Exactly. That's part of the questioning we'll be going through tomorrow, because there are such things as stereotypes and meta knowledge and what do you call it, schemas in your brain, which have been called unconscious biases. Anyway, Control F and find your own keywords and let us know. That would be cool. I think it would be cool. So maybe next week we just do the whole week is just Epstein trudging through kind of stuff. I am wondering also, I have been thinking of how, WZ, if you're still there, I have been thinking of how we can start going towards diagramming true crime. Okay, I really want to do it. I've been speaking about it for many moons, and I just want to do it. I'm just trying to figure out which crime should I do a diagram of. So, oh God, I've got lots of questions. Anyway, everybody, have a good time, a good life, have a nice life, and we will see you in the Think tomorrow. You want to see a completed red board, a wall board with red lines everywhere? I need to go and buy a pegboard, guys. True crime has got her, guys. True crime has got me for many. Martin Bryant. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put a post out and say, hey, what's your favorite crime? Yeah. Anyway, guys, I mean, we could do Twitchell, Mark Twitchell, because we actually have someone who knew the guy. We've had a discussion. We've spoken to David Puff about it. Mark Twitchell, the guy, I think his name is Mark Twitchell. Is it David? No, David Puff is the guy. Anyway, stop it. You hang up. No, you hang up. This is the kind of thing that happens with a gaming stream, not with an intellectual stream. I should be out of here. Have a nice life, and okay, thanks, bye.
I'll see you next time, bro. Okay, thanks. Bye. We're squirty as fuck. Daisy's a mess, but we were having fun the whole time. I'll see you next time, bro. Okay, thanks. Bye. We're squirty as fuck. We're squirty as fuck. Daisy's a mess, but we were having fun the whole time. I'll see you next time, bro. Okay, thanks. Bye. We're squirty as fuck. We're squirty as fuck. We're squirty as fuck. Okay, thanks. Bye.